Hello there, Year 8. I've been doing these videos for a few weeks now for my Year 10s, and now I've got the hang of the technology. I thought I'd roll them out so you could have some videos to explain your lessons as well this term. I've stolen my daughter's mini whiteboard. She's not particularly happy about that, but she's had to deal with it. It's fine. Now let's talk about the work I want you to do this week. The last lesson of last term, you were looking at Peterloo, the events in 1819 up in Manchester, and this week I want to go into a bit of the background to that. So there's a worksheet for you to have a look at. The textbook pages are there to help you as well. You need to read through all of that and try and understand what it was that people were angry about in the lead up to the demonstrations that took place in Manchester. And it says it's an extension task at the end, but actually this is something that all of you could think about, certainly. That is, how do those things that people were angry about, how do they link back to our last topic, which was the Industrial Revolution? I really enjoyed reading all of your essays on how men, women and children were all differently affected by the Industrial Revolution and the change in working conditions, particularly for men. So I want you to have a think about how might those conditions that existed during the Industrial Revolution. Manchester was an industrial city, a centre of the cotton industry. Think about how those feelings people had towards their working conditions might have linked with the kind of almost revolutionary activities that took place in Peterloo, the so-called Peterloo demonstration of 1819. So all the tasks are there for you on the worksheet. They're quite easy to understand. You've got to look at a source and unpick that, try and work out what's going on. Then there are a few questions about the background, the underlying kind of conditions that people were in. So you can either do that on the sheet if you've got access to a printer and you can print that out, or of course you can just answer the questions on paper or in your book if you've got it. And there's no need to submit the work this week. We're building up our knowledge in preparation for another piece of assessed work in a few lessons' time. So enjoy the work. Keep trying to make those links between the topics. Think back to what we've been doing before. And of course, that isn't the only link that exists. Think back to when we were still in school and we were looking at the transatlantic slave trade. And think about how it was that the bosses who started the factories had the money to do that in the first place. So remember that everything we're looking at this year in history all links together. Okay, enjoy the work, and I'll see you next week for another video. Cheerio.